Hey everyone, this is the Chapter 5 Integumentary System study guide. You may have noticed that I've been saying integumentary. It's integumentary is the correct pronunciation. You're probably going to find a few mispronunciations and maybe some errors, but this isn't the be-all and end-all of anatomy and physiology. It's meant to be a tool so that you can hear it once or twice and use it as one form of study. I recommend that you study A&P in a lot of different ways, whether different YouTube presentations, animations, this book itself. If you go to the publisher's site, Wiley's, you can get access to their website, which has great animations and actual microscopic images and so on and so forth. So, excuse my mispronunciations, but this is Chapter 5, the study guide. Integumentary system. The integumentary system consists of skin, hair, oil, and sweat glands, nails, and sensory receptors. The skin is the largest organ of the body in surface area and weight. The principal parts of the skin are the epidermis, superficial, and the dermis, deep. The subcutaneous layer, hypodermis, is deep to the dermis and not part of the skin. It anchors the dermis to underlying tissue and organs, and it contains piscinin, P-A-C-I-N-I-A-N, piscinian, which is lamellated corpuscles. It contains piscinian corpuscles. The types of cells in the epidermis are keratinocytes, melanocytes, Langerhans cells, and Merkel cells. M-E-R-K-E-L, capital M, Merkel cells. The epidermal layers from deep to superficial are the stratum basale, stratum spinosum, stratum granulosum, stratum lucidum, and in the thick skin, that's in the thick skin only, the stratus lucidum, and the stratum lucidum, which is in the thick skin only, in the stratum corneum. Stem cells in the stratum basale undergo continuous cell division, producing keratinocytes for the other layers. The dermis consists of papillary and reticular regions. The papillary region is composed of areolar connective tissue containing thin collagen and fine elastic fibers, dermal papillae, and Messner corpuscles. The reticular region is composed of dense, irregular connective tissue containing bundles of thick collagen and some coarse elastin fibers, adipose tissue, hair follicles, nerves, sebaceous glands, and ducts of sudoriferous glands. Ducts of sudoriferous glands. Epidermal ridges provide the basis for fingerprints and footprints. The color of skin is due to melanin, keratin, and hemoglobin. In tattooing, a pigment is deposited within a needle in the dermis. Body piercing is the insertion of jewelry through an artificial opening. Accessory structures of the skin. Accessory structures of the skin, hair, skin, glands, and nails develop from the embryonic epidermis. A hair consists of a shaft, most of which is superficial to the surface, a root that penetrates the dermis and sometimes the subcutaneous layers, and a hair follicle. Associated with each hair follicle is a sebaceous gland, an arrector pili muscle, and a hair root plexus. New hairs develop from division of hair matrix cells in the bulb. Hair replacement and growth occurs in cyclical patterns consisting of growth, regression, and resting stages. Hairs offer a limited amount of protection from the sun, heat loss, and entry of foreign particles into the eyes, nose, and ears. They also function in sensing light touch. Lanugo of the fetus is shed before birth. Most body hair on males is terminal, coarse, pigmented. Most body hairs on female is vellus, vellus, V-E-L-L-U-S, vellus, which means fine. Sebaceous, which are oil glands, are usually connected to hair follicles. They are absent from the palms and soles. Sebaceous glands produce sebum, which moistens hairs and waterproofs the skin. Clogged sebaceous glands may produce acne. There are two types of sudoriferous sweat glands, eccrine and apocrine, which is E-C-R-I-N-E, eccrine or eccrine, and apocrine, A-P-O-C-R-I-N-E, apocrine. Eccrine sweat glands have an extensive distribution. Their ducts terminate at pores at the surface of the epidermis. Eccrine sweat glands are involved in thermoregulation and waste removal and are stimulated during emotional stress. Apocrine cells are limited to the skin of the axillae, groin, and areola. Their ducts open into hair follicles. Apocrine sweat glands are stimulated during emotional stress and sexual excitement. Ceruminous glands, ceruminous, C-E-R-U, ceruminous, M-I-N-O-U-S. Ceruminous glands are modified sudoriferous glands that secrete serum. They are found in the external auditory canal, the ear canal. Nails are hard, dead keratinized epidermal cells over the dorsal surfaces of the distal portion of the digits. The principal parts of a nail are the nail body, free edge, nail root, lunula, L-U-N-U-L-A, lunula, apocyum, and nail matrix. Cell division of the nail matrix cells produce new nails. Types of skin. The skin covers all parts of the body except for the palms, palmar surfaces of the digits, and the soles. Thick skin covers the palms, palmar surfaces of the digits, and the soles. The function of the skin. Skin functions include body temperature regulation, blood storage, protection, sensation, excretion and absorption, and synthesis of vitamin D. The skin participates in thermal regulation by liberating sweat at its surface and by adjusting the flow of blood in the dermis. The skin provides physical, chemical, and biological barriers that help protect the body. Cutaneous sensations include tactile sensations, thermal sensations, and pain. Maintaining homeostasis, skin wound healing. In an epidermal wound, the central portion of the wound usually extends down to the dermis. The wound edges involve only superficial damage to the epidermal cells. Epidermal wounds are repaired by enlargement and migration of basal cells, contact inhibition, and division of migrating and stationary basal cells. During the inflammatory phase of deep wound healing, a blood clot unites the wound's edges. Epithelial cells migrate across the wound. Vasodilation and increased permeability of blood vessels enhance delivery of phagocytes, and mesenchymal cells develop into fibroblasts. During the migratory phase, fibroblasts migrate along fibrin threads and begin synthesizing collagen fibers and glycoproteins. During the proliferative phase, epithelial cells grow extensively. During the maturation phase, the scab slogs off, the epidermis is restored to normal thickness, collagen fibers become more organized, fibroblasts begin to disappear, and blood vessels are restored to normal. Development of the integumentary system, or integumentary. I-N-T-E-G-U-M-E-N-T-A-R-Y. Development of the integumentary system. The epidermis develops from the embryonic ectoderm, and the accessory structures of the skin, the hair, nails, and skin glands, are epidermal derivatives. The dermis is derived from mesodermal cells. Once again, the dermis is derived from mesodermal cells. Aging and the integumentary system. Most effects of aging begin to occur when people reach their late 40s. Among the effects of aging are wrinkling, loss of subcutaneous adipose tissue, atrophy of sebaceous glands, and decrease in the number of melanocytes and Langerhans cells. So that concludes Chapter 5's study guide. Next, I will be reading the skeletal system, bone, tissue, Chapter 6. Thanks for watching. Good luck in your studies.